Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl, Guberman. The rest of the data will be down below this video. But today is a very important video, another one that this is about the American National Standards Institute, ANSI, is un-American and disgraces not only our flag, but our country. And I've got all the data. You'll find all of the information down below this video. I will also show you the factor you have a Mr. Joe Bhatia, who is the CEO of ANSI. He's making a ton of cash, and he's not a good leader. How can I judge that? Well, it's very easy to judge that. Let me just let you listen to this. In 2019, I exposed an impropriety of A2LA, an accreditation body for laboratory. I put a video out. Miss Ashley Morton wrote me and says, A2LA and ANSI are two separate accreditation bodies unto themselves. Well, I showed her in another video. No, ANSI has A2LA sitting on there, okay, right over by some of these forensic laboratories that they accredit and certify, so there's no oversight. That's number one. I was written some messages by two individuals that take their shit off the flag. You're disgracing the flag. You know who disgraces the flag? When you have the American National Standards Institute talk about not being involved with China, as a matter of fact, let me show you beforehand. This is what Joe Bhatia said at a meeting. He said, "Would you want to have your competitor dictate the future of how you do business?" And that competitor could be somebody not just from the U.S., but somebody from China. When he said that, he and Zhao Jinwu were buddies. Okay, Zhao Jinwu took over the IAF, International Accreditation Forum, in 2015. You'll see that in the videos below. I don't want to confuse you, but I want to just show you this. When he was saying that, in 2016, you had ANSI ANAB sitting on the communist-run IAF incorporated in Delaware. And the guy, Zhao Jinwu, had been involved with our quality since 1994. So you know something? Joe, I think, was lying. That's why when you look at his picture and it says 100% bullshit, it truly is. He is a liar. He's a big liar. And that's what they have. He is lying with voluntary consensus standards because those are not voluntary. I have so many of my customers complain all the time, and they say, you know, Daryl, we have I get all my material, we're mandated to get our material from ISO certified companies. And they come in wrong size, wrong shape, wrong color. The goods that we bring in, they won't work. The gears are no good. All from accredited institutions. And these guys would say, we don't do the product, we do the system. Well, ANSI and ANAB, after much research, we discovered that they are underwriters. You got them on government contracts where the government agency is saying that ANAB, ANSI, ANAB are underwriters for the International Accreditation Forum. And at the time, during 2018, the DOD invited China in with open arms on their contracts. Yes. So we had these two gentlemen say that we're disgracing the flag, all the rest of that. No, ANSI disgraces the flag. ANSI is un-American. ANSI has government agencies and corporations sitting on their board so that they can wine and dine. They have on the IAF, as a matter of fact, they have the South African Accreditation Cooperation, which has about 4 conflict mineral states sitting on their organization. Why? Because sometimes these metal companies, some that sit on ANSI, need some of those conflict minerals, of course, to manufacture their product. Isn't that a way to do business? And then you have Pakistan and Iran sitting on the IAF at that one time with Lockheed Martin, who was an associate member that could vote on policy. And here you have two countries that confessed to having some of the terrorists of 9/11 on board. Then you have Pakistan, who harbored Osama bin Laden. Yet you have Jim Tassett, the CEO of Lockheed, as a figurehead. Oh my God, Jim, you got to get out of your golf cart and stop smoking your cigar and martini. You got to do some stuff there because they just had an issue with Lockheed. In the article, it said after 800 F-35s being built, they still have quality issues. What is that telling about his leadership? He probably's never down on the floor. That's what happens. I used to see that in aerospace. The only time you see the president is at a all-hands company meeting, And maybe once every 6 months, he'd walk around with his entourage like a hen, and the little tiny chicks are running around him. Isn't that nice? But we're going to get back to this. Yes, ANSI is un-American. Yes, it disparages our flag and country, without a doubt. And I would like them to take me to task because I would prove it. The only problem is business owners, those two gentlemen that wrote me saying I'm disparaging the flag with have a nut, fuck you. I, as I said, exposed a factor in 2019. Russ Chaney called me and he left me this message. And I want you to hear it. And this is exactly what he said.
This is Russ Chaney. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Record your...
And all I wanted was an apology. That's it. Don't you think I deserve an apology? Don't you think that's the least that they could do? Don't you think that? Well, let me just show you what happened here. I sent a letter to Joe Bhatia with a recording. He sent it to the attorney, Jameson, Carroll of Carroll and WEISS. And the attorney said, after analysis, we are unable to identify any harassing or objectionable conduct in a brief audio file provided. That's the same thing they do in the quality certification arena. I don't know what happened. We don't certify the system. As soon as they become underwriters, that whole don't certify the product deal they say we don't certify the product, we certify the system. That whole product deal is over. They are part of the system and they are part of that product certification by them being underwriters. I do this because, yes, again, the American National Standards Institute is un-American and disgraces the flag and country. The thing about it, as I said, is that the reason why they don't come after me is I've exposed a factor that you have the American Bar Association and you have ANSI intimately involved. And also sitting on ANSI's board is the Department of Justice. Oh my goodness. And the FBI, poor Christopher Wray. Every time Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, gets up and beats his Chinese drum under a congressional investigation about why China is so bad, he says, it's the destruction of our country. Yet the FBI was manipulated and controlled by communist China between 2015 and 21. So who is disgracing the flag? When you have Joe Bhatia, he says, he tells you about... here it goes again. I love what he said in this. This is such an oxymoronic statement. He said, would you want to have your competitor dictate the future of how you do? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play you his exact words because we have them. Because I believe that you have to have, here it is.
Do you really want to have your competitor dictate the future of how you do business? And that competitor could be somebody not just from U.S., but somebody from China.
So, you heard that, right? We'll play it again for you.
Do you really want to have your competitor dictate the future of how you do business? And that competitor could be somebody not just from U.S., but somebody from China. Your competitor dictate the future of how you do business?
Business owner, my fellow citizens, and those two gentlemen who wrote me on that video. Yes, I apologize if you find this offensive. It would have never happened if I received an apology from ANSI. Here's an $84 million company, and they are weak. They are a weak company, yet they have all these corporations and federal agencies, and they act like they're Teflon. That is the issue. They are not Teflon, because you know something? It is not the droplet of water that wears away the mighty stone, but it is its persistence. And I'm glad I got the comments about desecrating the flag. Do you know something? Because we're not. We are proud of America. Warts and all. Our politicians have a lot to be desired, both Democrats and Republicans. They are not doing things for the people. They're doing it for themselves. And that's where I'm going to leave this video. And I leave it today. And all I have to do is ask Joe Bhatia, as Xi Jinping is urinating onto the corporations and federal agencies that sit on ANSI, are you an American, Joe? That's what we want to know. Are you an American? Because right now, the people you hang out with say different. Absolutely. And the reason why we do this is because they have sent their henchmen after me time and time and time again. Even though I got 50% approval in 2013, ANAB has no problem, we support you. 2016, I was invited, the other 50% by Randy Doherty, who sat on ANAB. Okay, I was, but how can I, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, how could I, as a proud American, how could I join either ANAB or the IAF when communist China was watching over them? Every one of those federal agencies that sit, up to including the FBI, by the way, that sit on ANSI's board have had their data taken by China. What is wrong with people? Well, we stand here strong. We will not falter. We will not bow down, and we will not kneel. Just remember that, Joe. And Russ Chaney, he should have been fired that day or reprimanded, and he wasn't. And, of course, Jameson, Carroll. The weakness of your attorney shows your weakness in all. And I will say this, going to court is a waste of time, gentlemen. So I suggest give me a call, 203-556-1493, or Daryl, TQRS, at yahoo.com. And it takes only a great leader to bring over the olive branch. I'm waiting. Do you have the guts, Joe? We will see. Thank you.